Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is kind of start to finish and kind of not for the Old World strategy game by Hooded Horse. Mohawk Games, Hooded Horse. A lot of people involved in this. This is a game that normally with start to finish, I am playing a game that I've never played before. I have played so much Old World. We're going into hour 897 of Old World for me. This is, according to the two things I can track game time on, this is my fourth most played game of all time. I thought it'd be nice to be good at it as opposed to how I am, which is occasionally I finish, but I can crash out so easily when I'm doing one of these. And I think this game is really neat, and so I wanted to talk about it while I played it. Hi Firefox. Hi Cal. I'm not gonna play multiple. So we have an hour to do this, an hour a day. We're going to talk about things, but not too much until I'm in. I am going to... So we have a whole bunch of different types of nations we can play as. Aksum, Assyria, Babylonia, Carthage, Egypt, Greece, Hatti, Kush, Moria, Persia, Rome, Tamilakam, Yuezhi. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of things, and I'm sorry for it right now. There are a lot of options here. I'm not going to talk about it too much because otherwise I'm going to spend an hour just on this screen. I am going to answer questions. I am going to talk about things, and I am going to narrate all of my nonsense like I normally do when I'm doing this. But the main thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm kind of duplicating the setup that I have when I'm playing with Nathan in our single player or multiplayer games. Because I'm going to stick with continent because I liked continent. 6 players, 1 additional. Time for a knife fight. Double fatigue. Great. Everything good. Okay. Here we go. Old World is a game where you are navigating a young civilization through time. I hope you enjoy this little mini map down here. You will never see it again. I've realized that when I am playing a game live on Twitch, I should actually be like talking to people more. Whether or not anyone's here, because if someone does come in here, I should talk to them. So, what are we doing? What we're doing is we are attempting to get 61 points or finish 10 tasks as a nation before anyone else can get 61 points. Hello, Nathan. Is there enough silver for patrons? This might be a patron site. So, the first thing that we see when we pop in here, the way I'm playing is whenever I start a game, I get to see what my game looks like before I pick who I'm going to play as, which I like doing because every nation plays a little bit differently. Some of them play very differently. It's like in Civ, if you want to start a game, I haven't played Civ 7, as someone who puts a lot of farms and then you're Russia and you're up in the tundra, um, or you're up in the tundra where Russia should be. It's just you get to have a better starting location if you so choose. I have been the only person I have not gotten the little achievement for winning a game as is Persia. So I'm leaning towards playing as Persia. This is benefited by the fact that we have sheep here as a growth resource, and Persia knows what sheep are from the start of the game. Sometimes they do not. We also have spices. There's a luxury resource, but it's not a super fancy one. Okay. Well, I know I want that in my zone. I'm going to go with Persia. Do semester. So, yeah, reasonable question there. There are This is a game where you are going to play as specific people, a specific lineage, and they will, time advances, they will die out, babies will be born, you will kill the baby, someone will come eat the babies. Sometimes they don't eat the babies. Sometimes you will throw the baby on the rocks yourself. And you can set that time frame to be years, semesters, which is 6 months, so 2 turns per year, or month, 12 turns per year. I've been playing it in the middle slot forever. I think the default is one per year, but then I can have a real bummer where, like, Alexander the Great is around for 10 turns. Although sometimes Alexander the Great's only around for 10 turns anyway. So, next turn, it'll be late year one. We've got some sheep here, spices, and 2 sources of silver. These are going to get me more money. This is going to get me more growth. This is not going to do anything for a very long time. Also around here, we have jade, and that is it that I can see at this point. So we're going to go with writers. And okay, so let's talk about this part. Families. Unlike, I'm going to compare everything to Civ because Civ is the first 4X game that I played. 4X's are explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. It's a game where you, instead of playing as a little guy, you play as a big collection of a bunch of little guys, and then everyone dies eventually. Um, every game of Old World ends up being different because you pick which of these people you're going to play as, these nations, and then within those, I'll get to it, Nathan, shut up. Within each nation, they have 4 different families that you can play as. And each of these families, these cities, are different. Like, you've got families that are really good at making military units. It's kind of how I'm going to sum up these two here, hunters and riders. You've got families who are really good at doing religion stuff, and you got families that are really good at other weird things. And you can only pick 3 of these families to play as. Holding my hand off screen. 3 of these families to play as in any given game. So I could play Persia right now with hunters, riders, and statesmen, and then play next time with clerics, hunters, and statesmen, and it will feel appreciably different. And that isn't even getting to the fact that now I'm picking the guy I'm playing as. Each of these people here have different starting abilities, different people that are in your court. Sometimes they drastically change who you can like actually experiencing. There's a guy in Egypt who is completely insane. He turns off half of your functions. I don't understand how to play him. He's fun, but I died very quickly. My promise to you all here is that at the end of this, we are going to play until we legitimately see a victory or a defeat screen, and you will understand approximately 10% more about Old World than you did going in. That's 10% at any level of knowledge. If you know nothing about it, you will barely know anything about it by the time I'm done with you. Yeah, Nathan, I'm thinking riders with no horses, camels, or elephants. I can put them in here. I want the extra scout to go hunting around, and I want to make fast military units anyway. And no, not Shapur. We'll go with Cyaxares? Cyaxares? I don't know how to pronounce anybody. Okay. You are Cyaxares, son of Phraates, king of the Medes. Yeah. Your father led a revolt against the greatest powers of the region and fell in battle, failing in his attempt to restore our kingdom to power. Great challenges await you, as Persia is surrounded by hostile nomads and aggressive empires. Your only choice is to raise an army, take your sword, and lead the charge. Fail, and you will soon be forgotten along with your kingdom. Succeed, and your name will be feared and admired in all of the old world. We have founded our capital. Here it is. We start founding that starts with you always get a worker, a military unit, in this case it is a slinger, and a scout who can run around very quickly and find things. Or another writer site. The family that you found, in this case, it's my writer's city. You can see they have this little horse thing here. When I found a writer's city, it should say this somewhere on here. Yeah, when you found the family seat, the first one, we get a bonus scout and a bonus 2 orders per turn. Orders are the thing that make Old World sing to me. I have, right now, 12.5 orders per turn. Literally anything that you want to do takes an order. That number that you see there is the number of orders I will have left at the end of what I'm doing. If I want to move this unit here, that's an order. I'll go from 6 to 5. Out to here, out to 4, then out to 3. The little pips above them, that's how many movements they have. Scouts get 1 additional over normal units. When I've gone through all of my orders, I'm done. That's the end of my turn. I'm looking over here, which is where I'm looking at the chat, but the camera is over here. I should switch these, but I'm not going to switch them right now. I love this because one of the issues that I have with a game like Civ in the late game is that you have 150 units to move, and I will run out of brain power. I think it's really, really cool. In the difficulty level I am starting, after you found your first city, there are 2 other available city sites. You can only found cities with a settler in one of these slots. You can't just, I'm going to put a city here. Can't do that. And these will not be taken by anybody. They're just free for you to go move a guy to and do something about it. Which is what I'm going to do in a little bit. First thing I'm doing, I'm going to, okay. There's something that I don't keep on anymore, but I think is going to be a little better when I am talking. And that is suggested action suggestions. There we go. Turn that off. Okay. Now we can see that the game says, oh, I should build a pasture here, a farm here, or a mine here. I'm going to put a pasture here. This is going to take so many orders, so I'm going to have to clear all the scrub first. That's fine. This is going to get me an additional order because I'm additional half an order because I'm Persia. 10 food, which is up here. It's important. And 2 growth. We'll talk about growth in a second. Or, you know, people will say, Matt, what are you doing? And I will give you an answer. Anything glowing, there's a little event that'll play here when you go check it out, and those are really fun. I love doing them. Your scouts slowly approach the ruins under the cover of darkness, made wary by the fires flickering from within. As they get closer, the glint of whirling metal catches in the firelight, and shrill shouts fill the air, but these are no battle cries. Within the ruins, the crouched troops see a group of women locked in a circular dance beneath the stars, each bearing a spear and shield which they spin and wield with ease. The tempo rises as the weapons swirl, until finally the music stops. As your people turn to leave, they are interrupted by the women's leader, Amitis. I thank you for not interrupting the rites. This is the tomb of one of the Amazons of old, sacred to Artemis. And then, whenever you get one of these events, and you'll get a bunch throughout the game, you almost always have options to do. I could use the tales of the Amazons to inspire my armies, get an additional 150 training points, good for making units, and 4 orders for movements or actions. Or I can get a cult shrine, which can have a powerful effect, but too many may lead to problems. The Amazon cult, I played a bunch of this, is very good. It cost me $8 a turn, but gives me 10% more training and 2 orders per turn. That's amazing. I want it. It's mine. It's going in my city. I will put it wherever I want. And as an urban tile, it is going to expand my borders. I'm going to put it here, which will open up a lot more, because then that urban tile is going to expand more of my territory. There's a barbarian encampment. If you played Civ, you know what barbarians are. Okay. Technology tree. It's a strategy game. I have not hit end turn. I'm 16 minutes in. Great. I'm going to know everything in 3 months. Technologies have prerequisites. People know what a technology tree is, Matt. You don't need to explain what a technology tree is. And I have science, so it's going to take me a little bit. Do I want... What are my goals? What are my goals with this? How do I want to win? Maybe this is a question I should be asking myself at the beginning of every time I play this game. I've got Cyaxares the Founder. He's a cool guy. He's a commander, which means that all of my units get an additional 10 XP per turn, and all of my infantry units have an additional 10% defense. I like that. And he is a median expansionist. This is his unique trait, where as a general, well, all of my units get an additional 5% attack and defense. And when he is a general, he gets another 5% defense and 10% strength versus tribal units, which are like barbarians and vandals and the Huns. Wasn't expecting to see cuneiform in the tooltips. Is that the historical name here? This game has made me go look people up on Wikipedia. Oh boy, what do I want? So my unique unit with Persia, which I get by passing 4 laws, is the Paltan Cavalry. And where's their free card? Oh, their free card's not going to be out here. It's not how this works. I don't remember what this unit takes to train. It's got a really good Civilopedia. I hate that everything I say is just in Civ language. Okay, it does not take lumber. That's amazing. I'll cover all the stuff up here real quick because this is one of the things that's really easy to fall apart in your game. This is gold. You need gold for things that cost gold, which is a lot of things, but oftentimes it's for events or making up for shortcomings elsewhere. This is food. Food is important. I pressed F1. Food is needed to feed your population and to produce new settlers. Food, every unit you make costs food in upkeep. Some of them will cost food up front as well. Iron. Iron is used for your units, that mostly your infantry, your swords, your spears, your axes, and the like. Not just, but mostly. Stone. Stone is primarily for buildings, but also slingers. They cost 50 each. It takes a lot of stone to throw a rock at another guy. Wood. Some buildings. Most of the ranged units. Every ranged unit after slingers, like archers and crossbowmen and ballistas. Orders we talked about. Science, how quickly you research technologies. Civics. This is used for making special people. Training, this is used for making murder people. Luxuries, that's something I don't have currently. That's fine. I still have not picked a technology. Dang it. Let me check one more thing. Another great thing about Old World is everything has a person behind it. Like the fact that we are this family, this writer's family, that's going to make, that are better at training units than my other folks. They're here. There's going to be a head of this family there. It's going to be a person with their own traits, their own strengths, their own weaknesses, and this number here is going to say how much they like me. I am always the person down here in this corner, but this person can die in hilarious fashion. They can, maybe they pass into old age. Maybe they literally shit their brains out. I've had both happen. And then you play as the new person. So it's also really fun to role play in this. I'm still not picking anything. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Divination is always good. I'm making enough money to make up for my lack of stone for a bit. Let's go. Crusader King's Vice with more land management. Yeah, I would describe this game. I think when I first heard about it, it's kind of it's kind of like if you crossed the first 150 turns of a civilization game with Crusader Kings. Okay. I'm pressing the button so you can cycle between military units, your events, if any popped up, workers, your scouts, and then all of your cities, whatever they're doing. So, we have a barbarian encampment. This is a city site. If I can take this, I can put a city here. This tells me they're going to make a new unit in 3 turns. And this is going to be a stronger barbarian site. Right now, it's a barbarian hovel. It'll be an outpost in 19 turns. Okay. I am going to work on that immediately. And I did not... Nathan's probably wondering why I didn't put my top guy there. We are assigning the king, Cyaxares, the founder, as a general. Which means he's just going to be real sick. And not in the shitting his brains out sense. Those are a bunch of stats, but generally, he's going to be... This unit's now going to be 6% stronger, 5% tougher, get smarter by 6 points every turn. That one doesn't really work. And also cover an additional space every time they move. Any hilarious unintended consequences of putting your king in the field? Yeah, man. You can have events where... I've had an event where if like the leaders... if my leader's on a unit and he is attacking... He or she, they are attacking the leader of another country, and that can lead to an event where like you stare each other down and cool stuff happens. So good. And let me select him again. Just see next turn. Okay, 7 points. I'm gonna take damage, but that's okay. What all is up here? This is fantastic. That's another source of sheep. Scouts can harvest whenever they go across one of these little special things. The plus is how many of those points I get. For stuff like food or iron or whatever, it just goes in my global stockpile. For this, that little thing is called culture. It goes down into the closest city, and then when the culture goes up, the city gets cooler and costlier. Every time you are the first person to discover a landmark, you get to name it. I'm actually going to name these this time. What am I going to name this? I should not have said I was going to do this. There are at least 3 of you. Someone named this river. It's the Firefox River. Firefox was the first person I saw. Ah, but Firefox has requested the Calorie River. But nope, Firefox River it is. See, there you are. Forever. That means, by the way, cover. No, I'm going to cover that when something actually happens. We're cool. I've got 4 more turns. This is one of the things that I really like about Persia is I'm just overloaded with orders to start. Gonna get some honey. Persia also gets an additional 50% return on anything they harvest, which is great. 15 culture instead of 10 means this is going to rank up that much faster. And let's figure out what's going on down here. Okay. All right. Decision number 1. Do I go into ranged units unless they have a specific promotion? They do less damage the further away a unit is from it. You can see the number that appears above the unit's head is how much damage I will do if I attack from that spot. 7 if I'm right next to them, and it drops down to 5 if I'm a little further away. Oh, great. Cal played the tutorial. Forest regenerates after harvesting. Guess that applies to other resource nodes as well. Yeah, I think it's, sheep needs time. 12, so a 1 in 8 chance every turn that the sheep pop back up. I'm going to go right here. Urban tiles are good for infantry. And shoot a bunch. Now, horses are money. Ore is fantastic. This is going to make whatever city I put here is... Oh boy, this is a tasty sight. We've got ore for better training and more iron. We've got gems for faster culture and money, which means this place is going to skyrocket up as we go. This is a really, really good site. Boy, I don't know who to put there. Ah! A tall and imperious emissary of King Gunderic enters the court. As she takes in the surroundings, her words are sharp. This is the great Persia we have heard of? I hope you enjoy all your stone playthings, little king. So event pops up because I have just met the Vandals, one of the tribes in this game. I can minimize this. We can see here they are. They're like the barbarians, but they will be way more annoying. I have 3 responses. I can declare war on them immediately, which will give me +6 legitimacy. The higher my legitimacy is, this number here with the crown, the more the families will like me, people like an effective ruler, and the more orders I get, people do more things for an effective ruler. Downside is I will be at war with this set of tribes. I probably will. Because I have more than 2 discipline, you've got stats here. Each character has wisdom, charisma, courage, and discipline. A lot of events key off of those, whether like you will get events because you have a stat, and what you do. Do you get to breed super rulers? Yes. So I can, because I am disciplined, I can be like, do not mistake humility for weakness, emissary. But if I didn't have 2 discipline, if I was playing somebody else without that, slowly, over agonizing moments of silence, fail to construct a retort. And I would immediately become stressed, which docks a bunch of stat. I would lose so many stats. In this case, we're going to war. I do not respect them in the slightest. So, I'm now at war with the Vandals. That unit cannot shoot me. I can safely pick up some wine and send it home to the fatherland. Firefox River will run red. That's, you are not wrong. Ouch. I took, just 2 damage? Whatever. Whatever! Okay, our pasture is done. That's outstanding. The game is suggesting that I make a farm for more food, which, is not a terrible idea. Or get a mine for more money. That would be 8 additional food. Honestly, I'm doing that. So food is very important. Everything that you train in a city, you make in a city, uses different resources. You've got growth, which is what you make your civilian units with. My settlers, which also cost 100 up front. Workers, scouts, or militia, who are terrible. Training makes the military units, warriors and slingers in this case. Persia gets a discount on every ranged unit. That's why it's only 37. Specialists are trained with your civics. You use civics to pass laws and make official statements and assign like governors and run particular missions with your leaders. Civics are very important at all times. But in this case, civics specialists are also how you get a lot of your science up. Every rural specialist you train gives you an additional point of science. Every urban specialist is 2 points of science. And that changes your base science, which means anything that's going to apply a modifier on that is fantastic. Your civic projects also are down here. These are writer specific. They're not important right now. So these special things, oftentimes, the sheep give me 2 additional growth, which is great. But I'm going to need a lot of food. The next settler I make is going to take my food down 100 points. I would prefer to not have to buy it. Great! I'm already seeing a good thing about me streaming this is that it's making me engage with these events. Normally, so often when I play this, and Nathan, I know you're watching this one, so I think you are the same way. You see this, and you immediately scroll down, and you look at what the result is going to be, and you click it, and you go. I'm trying not to do that this time. I'm trying to engage more. Almost immediately after discovering the Danish encampment, our troops are threatened by warriors at its border. Insults are traded. Weapons are drawn. Our units stand at attention, ready to act on our commands. What are your orders? Purchase their goodwill with gifts of gold, which would involve me handing out 150 bucks, getting a point of wisdom, which would bring me to 1, and it would make the Danes like me 40 points more for 20 turns. Or I can take one of their units as a prisoner and hostage, which would make me bold. Give me an additional citizen, which I can train them into becoming a specialist. And I will become bold, which will give me 4 courage and make my unit 9% stronger and that much more training. And this is where the role-playing comes into mind. I'm the median expansionist. That's what they call me. I'm here to fight tribal units. I don't want them to like me. I want them to die. That guy's going to be in the mines any minute now. But we're not at war with them. They just don't like me. And they have another encampment down here. Oh no. Okay. Before I move them again, let's Scouts are hidden in trees, so I know I can get them to be safe if needed, but they are safe enough right now. So I actually just needs a wife. Yeah, I want a more than just the one family before I start trying to pick up chicks. Hey Nathan, it's our favorite event. Something in the newly discovered ruins has spooked our scouts, and they request that you visit the site at once. The court accompanies you to the Weather Temple, where a series of ancient etchings seems to depict you, King Cyaxares, the founder. Court scholars attempt to downplay the similarities as coincidence, but the resemblance is uncanny. I will also say, there is a setting in the game. Everyone should play this game. This game is great. Oh, you can't see it in here, but in the actual settings where you can turn on role playing, which means like I can mouse over these and see what they're going to do. It turns that mouse over off. We played with that a little bit, and sometimes it's still Nathan. We should do that again. I know it's scary, but we should do that again. But I'm trying to. I want to talk more about it, and I want to get better. So it is a sign that I have been chosen. These ancient etchings that show my handsome, handsome face. Perhaps it is a distant ancestor. It is a coincidence, nothing more. Or I knew this would be here. I have divine powers. So I could become righteous, which makes every city happier forever because I'm the leader. Divine, 10% become the chance of a religion, head of a religion and more charisma. Or superstitious, dumber. Perhaps it is a distant ancestor. Become blessed, become inspiring, or become cursed. Cursed is the worst one, but it's got some really fun events. We're almost definitely doing that one. It is a coincidence, nothing more. Just take a little XP, back out quietly. Don't make any sudden movements. Forever is such an optimistic term for your leader's abilities. I look forward to the fruits of your hubris. Yeah, good point. Or, I knew this would be here. I have divine powers. +2 legitimacy and become deceitful, which would take away my discipline, dock my money down to just 6 a turn, and the head of the writer's family would dislike me. The reason the next turn thing is here is because there's a really rad thing you can do. I'm gonna show it off here. In Old World, if you're not playing multiplayer, you can undo on your current turn. Um, this one's gonna make you commit. You have to go to the next turn. You can still reload your save and do something different, but you have to commit. I think this is a distant ancestor. Next turn. What were you saying about hubris? Scythians. Nathan says this as Scythian, so I'm listening to him because he listens to more history podcasts than I do. Scouting reports portray the Scythian lands as a valuable source of potential plunder. We should consider seizing this opportunity and taking it from them. What do you command? Immediate war? Or just be patient? So the Scythians are frightening because they are on horseback. And you can click on a unit and okay, well the units in there don't move. But okay, you can't see here. Movement 2 base for a standard skirmisher. Horses go real far, which means that this unit here, if they have one milling about, these units will not, when a new unit is trained, which all these are going to make one in one turn, they will not just start immediately pouring guys into my territory to kill me. They will do that at specific prescribed times, and I will get an event about a tribal raid. That said, the guys milling about, if you end up a turn in their range, they will come do something about it. And horses have a lot of range. That said, we're an expansionist. We're here to conquer all the tribes. This might not be a smart idea, but legitimacy is fun. Now I'm safe for a turn because I know they're not going to get anyone else out there. And if I can harvest enough incense to get another event before we stop today, 20 more minutes left. It's never going to get done. This is great. I'm having a good time. I believe this is turn 5 we're going into. Okay. Tamilakam has founded Hinduism. Tamilakam is in the game. Great! Terrible! Your mind keeps uneasily returning to those ancient uncovered etchings that seem to depict your bloodline. As time passes, unease turns to unhappy conviction, and fate has seen fit that you be cursed. Pyrofox. Historically, I believe the Scythians were very interesting. They trained women as warriors, and early records show Scythian women owning businesses, filing legal suits, etc. on their own, indicating interesting degrees of gender parity. I didn't know that. That's awesome. All right. I'm cursed. Many bad things can happen to me now. I've taken this encampment. I've now claimed this city site. It has my name on it. As long as I have a unit sitting here on the encampment, no one can touch me. No one can found a city here. Scythian women warriors are suspected to be the inspiration for the Amazons. That is cool. Do you think they're in range of me now? That would be bad. All right, let's keep exploring. Oh! Oh! Name the river. You can name the river anything. First person to type. Your diplomacy is basically just asking for Rubicon. Yeah, okay. So it's just going to be the Rubicon. There we go. Ah, more ore. That's amazing. And some wheat. So the wheat is kind of far away. It's not initially going to connect up with anything, but I have a ton of orders right now. So now I'm in a slightly dangerous spot because I don't know what's over here, and I've ended my turn where some Scythians could swarm out of these woods and just fill my poor scout full of holes. That said, I could undo that, but I'm comfortable with it for now. I need to keep looking around at what we've got going on. There's some silver. Arid hills, good mines. These can only be mine. I think you can only mine desert hills. 4 orders left. It's not a problem that's going to happen that often, but we've got some money. We can do something about it. So with my leader, and click on him, we've got some missions we can do. Some of these are grayed out because I can't give up the throne because I don't have anyone to take it. I could seek out a marriage, which I think I'll do. Or I could attempt to influence the head of this family. It's going to costs 200 gold and 2 orders, and it takes a couple of turns, and it will make them influence is a plus 40 to your opinion. It's got 75% chance of that happening and 25% chance of an event. I do need babies. So Cyaxares is going to go pick up women from people that already have their own cows or their own cars. There are no cows there. We don't have cows. We have sheep. It's different. 100 civics. It's fine. 2 orders left, nothing to do with them. Unused orders. I think they're sold for 20 bucks, 10 bucks each or something like that. That's a terrible use of money, but it's fine. That unit can only hit me for nothing. Great. A new marriage proposal from the Arsacids has arrived for you, Cyaxares. What is our answer? Well, we've got some women we can marry. One of them doesn't like me. Just straight up. And that is because every unit, every type of person has something they don't like. So builders don't like heroes, tacticians don't like commanders because I just want to be out there fighting people and they want to actually have a plan. And this is a judge. She doesn't really care. So she is 0 by default. Having someone be having them like you is a good way to not have them try and cut your head off. That said, I could influence her. And and she's gonna like me a little bit because she'll be married to me. And then I can like try and spend time with her and that'll do something, maybe. Um but also just thinking legitimately about my guy. Tacticians can work as generals or spy masters. We do not have a spy master. That is forever away. That is at least 3 weeks away. But she can be a general. And tactician generals, if anyone hits them, they will automatically, like in melee, come up and stab them with a stick. They will automatically hit them back. And she's Horsebane. So as a general, she will deal extra damage to mounted units. I just pissed off a bunch of mounted units. I'm marrying her. Oh, we can upgrade our guy. We can promote our guy. So I could make him just slightly better at fighting, period. I can make him better at defending. He's already pretty good at it. I could make it where he can shoot people from further away successfully, or make him better at just hitting every single tribal unit. Was it the notable event in the character tooltips? Oh, yeah, I can show you that. So if you can hold shift and mouse over anything, by the way. It shows me that like my guy has had 10 notable things happen to him. Here's when he seized the throne. Here's where he became a general. This was the tested event. There was a border dispute. He became bold. There was a prophecy. I didn't see what that was. Family marriage offer, and I got married. So it's, you can kind of, sometimes you'll see people come up and you're like, wait, who are you? What happened with you? He just became head of the Arsacids. It doesn't give you a full breakdown of everything that happened, but it is neat. Did I miss a, hang on. I'm going all the way back to beginning of the turn. Here we go. Okay, I did not see this. Have I already, okay, this is before I got hitched. Okay, I'm going all the way back to beginning of the turn because I did not see that event go up. Oh no. Oh no. Lying in a sunny field one day, you have an irresistible urge to forego all meat and alcohol. All the pomp and circumstance of the court has finally driven you to your wits' end. You decide you shall not eat any more fine foods. You shall only drink water and eat of the field, wheat, barley, sorghum, and vegetables with salt, abstaining from all pleasure. Also, baths and clean clothes are overrated. Maybe you will sleep outside as well from now on. If the court wants to meet with you, then they can meet you where you are. So this event has only popped up because I'm cursed. It always tells you why something has happened here, which is nice when someone has come to murder you. So, my options. I'm not going to do this because I have the ability to not do this. But this has happened. You can go insane and then become an ascetic. Not marry. Can't have children. Which I don't know what happens to the leader at that point because he doesn't have any heirs. This I don't think this is a game over. The game's not going to give you a game over in the first like 10 turns. This isn't a Sierra game. But so, and if you are insane, some wild stuff can happen. I'm sad I'm not doing it, but I also do want to get better at this game and not just flame out in hilarious fashion. So, but instead I'm not allowed to go crazy. Stop it. I have beaten my curse. So that did pop up beforehand, but because I got married, it cleared that event because I would not have been able to marry. Yeah, just, be mindful about going crazy. We have remarried again. Now I'm going to take Eagle Eye for this because I want to. That will upgrade eventually, possibly, into Marksman, which adds an additional. Like, they have a range of 2. It can make them a range of 3, which is very nice. Shoot there. Hmm. Hmm. What city? This is going to be such a good writer city. I should wait until I can found another writer city. This should be something else. But it should be up here, and this should be a cleric city. Cleric site. I'm a married man now. I need more responsible flavors of insanity. All right. Time for another event. Our explorers discover a cache of yellowed star charts in the ruins. The former inhabitants must have been a tribe of great navigators. Who should receive these charts? Our scouts could use the direction, get an additional 5 orders and a new scout, or our astronomers are in need of inspiration. I already have 2 scouts, thanks to being having writers as my start. So we're going to get a new courtier. Courtiers are great. They are new people that go into your your list of court members here. They will factor into all of your actual stats. Like, they'll increase these, and they are their own people. They can become a very fancy tutor. That will be very important later. Astar. She's a delving judge. She's part of the Arcid family. It's the only one we got. And she's not bad. Slightly increases science, civics, and money. And she's a judge. She'll be a very good governor in the future if I need her to do something other than teach my non-existent children. We have a 3rd river. And another Scythian encampment past it. Oh no. Name the river, my friends. If you could, please. The river Lethe? That should be the river Lethe then, right? That's how I've always seen it. If at any point someone is not going to make the actual stream, but you still want to name things, you can do so. Just drop a list in the Discord. I will greatly appreciate that. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm not at war with the Danes. I'm safe with the Danes. That is more horses. So many orders. What do I do with them? I feel like I might need to leave. What's going on over here? Let's head over that way. Harvest on the way. All right. Cognomen. So the way that you can go up in legitimacy is you get titles by doing things. In this case, there's one they added in the most recent expansion where if you just harvest a bunch of stuff, there are like 2 of these that pop up. They make you, it changes your name here. I'm no longer the founder. I am the gatherer. And like there's one to become the Great, for instance. Always feels nice when that happens. If red is generic gems, what's the friendly uranium green cluster southeast of your city? That is jade. Yes. And what jade does is it gives me happiness, which makes my city work better. And also gives me more civics and happiness if I were to put a mine on it, if my city borders stretch to it, which of course at this point they do not. Okay. Time to make a unit, because they're at war with me. They're at war with me. They're at war with me. They're gonna be at war with me. And this game does not mess around when it comes to killing you. We are going to make a new ranged unit. It's going to be a slinger. And do I want... You know, normally I try and save my courtiers to be... You make someone a governor and then you say, wait, no, I need you to be a really fancy tutor for my kid. They don't like that. They get a little negative, but I'm fine with that. Aster is going to slightly help that city out and get some XP. Great. We have made. A horse is coming to kill me. Oh, down here kind of gives you everything what has happened in the last turn. I sold an order. We finished a farm. We have seen a hostile unit. And then the sword hitting the skull is all of the attacks that happened. It's very helpful in multiplayer games when all of the stuff just scrolls by rapid fire. If I know I'm at war, I try and look at this first. But I know I can get that unit out of there. So what we are going to do... You're not going to do any additional damage if we are within the city border. So... And if I go up... I'm going to put this one right here. This is going to be... a cleric site. Statements are going to be my third family, but I don't need them yet. Clerics are good at religion, and I have an avenue for fast religion because I know how they're founded. Shoot you. That is the second city. Para. Phenomenal. Corrupt judge. I have enough money. I still might do that. First up, let's take a look at the worker here. So, another cool thing. Traits on people. Aster. She's a delver. She's going to add 50% to all of my mines and quarries. Which means when I put a mine out here, instead of making me 50 gold, it's going to be 75 gold. So I went ahead and put her in place. Let's do that. Harvest the honey. We have a new event. That is what I was hoping for. Every time your city goes up to become developing culture, or any of the culture levels, sound judgment. Music fills the streets of Ecbatana? Even drifted into the royal palaces. You lie awake, hearing snatches of melodies both familiar and new to your ears. It has gained a musical tradition. Additional culture per turn, and when I make an Odeon, it's going to give me 2 happiness. Nathan, I've never noticed this part. My 2 options. When I next travel among the people of Ecbatana, I shall find these musicians and bring them to court. Or, when I next travel among the people of Ecbatana, I will find whoever was on those flutes for hours on end and offer a thorough critique. So this one would give me a chance to become bitter, but give me the trait of heckler. Bitter is just -2 charisma, and you become everyone's mean uncle. Heckler is you're very good at attacking other generals, which is fun, and would be very good for this general. But I'm doing the other one because it's going to give me +1 charisma, and I become a music lover. And by doing this, as you may have noticed, we have not had any music. You have to research a technology to turn the soundtrack on. It's the funniest thing in this game to me. I love it so much. There's my other barbarian encampment. Okay. Yep. There it comes in. The main theme and much of the soundtrack is done by Christopher Tin, who is the lead composer of both Civilization 4 and 6, if I recall correctly. Christopher Tin is so good. Ah! The volcano! What is the name of our fire-spewing mountain? Is versus general against units that have a general assigned to them? Yes. Seems like those would not be very common, but they are the scariest units. And I will talk about that after we name this volcano. I'll go up and we'll talk about Cyaxares. I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name so very, very wrong. Why that is terrifying. It looks friendly. Vesuvius. I do think the list of landmarks it draws from, like the default names will be stuff that was around Persia historically for the most part. I know that when I've played as Rome, it has given me the option to name a volcano Vesuvius. All right, what's going on up here? And let's get that last little bit off. Good. Oh, up here, my new city. New city, new city, new city, new city. I do want to found a religion soon. I do need a worker. It's going to be slow, but I'm okay with that. So when you set a person to be a general, all of their stats will come into play for that unit. If you have wisdom, next volcano should be Mount Doom. I love it. It will be. Wisdom will give you a chance of doing critical hits, which doubles your damage. And there's a promotion that stacks with those. Charisma, as a general, it makes your unit stronger, or better on defense, plus 3% defense. Courage, you deal more damage when attacking, 15% for Cyaxares, by the way. And discipline, they get more XP per turn just automatically, whether or not they're attacking. In addition to that, any unit that can become a general. All right, sorry. They have specials. For commanders, if I have a commander on a slinger, which I do right now, if I had another slinger next to them, adjacent, Cyaxares' unit would get an additional 20% attack and defense. If that's my leader and I'm flanking opposite, I'm going to deal double damage. If you have a hero, they can heal in neutral territory. And if it's your general, they can, for 800 training, reset the activation for all of the units next to them and let them all fire again. Terrifying. A tactician, they counterattack during melee. And if they are a leader, they will stun a unit, knock it out from doing anything for a turn, including another tactician counterattacking. It's a great way to target a specific terrifying unit and just murk it. Zealot generals, you have to get the final hit on them twice. And if they are a leader and they kill a unit, they automatically heal. So, You can assign as many generals to units as you have available people who could be generals. At this point, if I had 5 units, I could have generals on all of them if they weren't doing other things. Obviously, she has to be a governor right now. They make units significantly scarier. Like a slinger has like by default a 4 attack. As you can see, mine is up to 4.8. You can get them up to like, and also the numbers. It's not a linear scaling. It is. It's not like it's 10% additional damage per point. Like the jump from courage 1 to 2 is like 2 or 3%. The jump from courage 8 to 9 might be going from like 60 to 90%. So Heckler is a good idea. But I wanted to turn the music on because I am that kind of guy. So, how many turns was that? 7. 7 turns. That's the first hour. Tune in tomorrow for when we finally get to the end of year 5. Maybe. Who knows? This was fun. I hope it will be fun for other people as well. Um, and we're going to learn more about these people as time goes. And I'm already learning stuff. I didn't know that about the Scythians. That's awesome. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.